Here is what most people do not talk about. Bill Gates is a self-proclaimed introvert. In his own words, he said, "I think introverts can do quite well. If you are clever, you can learn to get the benefits of being an introvert." In a world that celebrates the loud, the charismatic, and the always-on extrovert, Gates built an empire by thinking deeply, deciding carefully, and embracing the quiet. And here is the fascinating part. His most important decisions were not big, dramatic moments you would see in a movie. They were micro decisions, small, daily choices that compounded over time. Today, we are looking at how an introverted mind navigated one of the most competitive industries in history, and what that means for you if you have ever felt like your quiet nature is holding you back. Let us be honest about something. Our culture worships extroversion. Think about leadership books, motivational speeches, success stories. They celebrate the bold risk-taker, the charismatic networker, the person who dominates the room. We are told that to lead, you need to be outgoing. To succeed, you need to speak fast and speak often. And if you are an introvert, if you need time alone to recharge, if you process information internally before speaking, it can feel like you are playing the game with a disadvantage. Bill Gates has openly talked about this. He has said that being alone gives him energy, that solitude is where his thinking becomes clearest. As a young person, documentaries show him spending days in his bedroom, reading and thinking. But here's the challenge he faced, and maybe you face it too. How do you lead when you do not crave the spotlight? How do you make decisions when you need time to think, but the world demands instant answers? How do you succeed in a culture built for extroverts? For overthinkers, this pressure is even heavier. You already analyze deeply. You already weigh options carefully. But society tells you that is overthinking, that you should decide faster, speak sooner, be more spontaneous. But here is the surprising part I want you to sit with. Before I share the moment that revealed why Gates's introversion was actually his superpower, take a second to like this video and subscribe. Because what comes next is not just about Bill Gates. It is about reframing your entire relationship with decision-making. All right, let us continue. So what did Bill Gates actually do differently? He created something called Think Weeks. Starting in the 1980s, Gates began isolating himself twice a year in a small cabin in the Pacific Northwest. No visitors were allowed, except someone who dropped off 2 meals a day. He would read, reflect, and think. This was not procrastination. This was his decision-making process. During one Think Week in 1995, Gates wrote the famous Internet Tidal Wave memo. At the time, many people at Microsoft were dismissing the internet as a distraction. Gates was not, because he had the space to think deeply. That memo completely changed Microsoft's strategy and led to the launch of Internet Explorer. Deep thinking became his competitive advantage. People who worked with Gates noticed something else. When he was thinking deeply, he did not respond immediately. Paul Allen once described watching Gates pace and rock for long periods before writing anything down. Fortune magazine reported that when discussions became intense, employees would lean forward and start rocking in their chairs, just like Bill. The more engaged he was, the more he rocked. This matters if you are an introvert or an overthinker. Gates did not rush responses. He allowed his processing to show, and his team learned that when he went quiet, something important was happening. He was not disengaged. He was doing deep work. Eventually, employees even started copying this behavior because they saw how effective it was. But there was one moment that revealed what happens when an introvert is forced into the wrong environment. In 1998, Microsoft faced a major antitrust trial. Gates had to give a videotaped deposition. He was questioned rapidly, confrontationally, with no time to think or reflect. And it showed. The Seattle Times described him as evasive and sullen. The judge reportedly laughed during parts of the video. He argued over word definitions. Public perception turned. This was not because Gates was incompetent. It was because his processing style was completely mismatched to the situation. After this period, Gates began stepping away from Microsoft, and he shifted toward philanthropy. At the Gates Foundation, his introverted decision-making style finally had the space it needed. The foundation is built on evidence, data, deep expertise. Decisions are reviewed carefully. Systems are intentional. Results are measured. And the outcome speaks for itself. The Gates Foundation became one of the most effective philanthropic organizations in history. Not through charisma, through thoughtful, consistent micro-decisions. So here is what this means for you. Bill Gates did not succeed despite being an introvert. He succeeded because he understood how to work with his nature. Your need for solitude is not antisocial. It is where your best thinking happens. Your slower processing is not indecision. It is depth. Your need to think before speaking is not weakness. It is discernment. Your preference for data and reflection is not coldness. It is clarity. And your daily micro-decisions matter more than you realize. Choosing thinking time, choosing boundaries, choosing systems that match how your mind works. These are not small choices. They are the foundation of your life. If you want help making micro-decisions that work with your nature, I have linked a free 3-day starter workbook below. It is called Daily Micro-Decisions for Introverts, and it walks you through awareness, boundaries, and self-trust. One small decision at a time. I would love to hear from you. Have you ever been told you need to change to succeed? What is one micro-decision you make that actually works with your nature? Leave a comment below. Your quiet mind is not the problem. It might be exactly what the world needs. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.